Over the past 7 years of making content and making videos, I've gone from a very awkward, stiff, and quite frankly robotic version of myself to now feeling like my authentic self. Pretty much most of the time I go to record a video just like this. And for those of you who don't know, my name is Joe. I'm a video editor and content strategist for online fitness coaches, helping them get more clients from the content they're posting online. And transforming this confidence on camera has been an absolute game changer for me. It's allowed me to actually record this video completely unscripted, completely unedited, and is part of a 30-day challenge that I'm actually doing here on YouTube, where I'm posting a video every single day, completely unedited, completely unscripted, and off the cuff. So if you are a personal trainer or an online fitness coach who wants to see more videos like this and actually see if I can complete the 30 days, then make sure to hit that subscribe button. Let's dive into it. So in this video, we're going to be sharing 3 super simple steps that you can take and simple little mind shifts, if I can speak, the irony of messing that up, even though this is about speaking on camera, kind of mindset shifts that you can have. We're going to break it down into 3 simple steps so that you can speak coherently on camera. Now, why this is important for online coaches and personal trainers is the clue's a little bit in the name, especially with the online coaches, is that a massive part of your business is going to be creating content online and posting content online to market your services. So if you speak with no emotion, if you speak with no confidence in your service, well, then it's going to be very hard for anyone online to actually believe in your service, especially with how saturated the fitness space is at the moment. Being able to convey your message confidently on camera is an absolute essential skill. So hopefully this video gives you a little bit more advice on how to do this. Now, the first, I mentioned the word skill. You need to view speaking on camera as a skill that you can get better with. So many times, and trust me, I was there in the same position, I was convinced that I'm just not good on camera, or I'm just not a natural on camera. You know, I see the red light there, or I see I can feel the light warm on me at the moment, and I freeze. I feel super robotic. I don't like it, and I'm just not born for this, and it's just something I don't have, right? You're either born good on camera or you're not. But it's kind of ridiculous when you say it out loud, because if you wanted to get better at any other skill, whether that be playing an instrument, playing a sport, you would naturally, the easiest way to get better at that given skill would be to do it more often. Yet, so many times we're speaking on camera, we shy away from it, and we just convince ourselves that we're just not cut out for it, when it couldn't be further from the truth. The only way that I have got better is a super boring answer to start with. I know, I apologize, but you need to view speaking on camera as a skill that you're going to get better with over time by implementing the next 2 steps that I mentioned. And that is, the second step is for the particularly monotone and boring people, and I'm pointing at myself here because I speak in that way. If you were to meet me in real life, if you've been on any live calls with me, you will hear in my voice, I've got a pretty neutral, pretty monotone voice. And if I'm particularly excited, I don't really change my pitch. And if, you know, my emotions don't really dictate how my voice changes or how I speak. And this is something that I've really had to work on when I first started speaking on camera. And one of the best pieces of advice I got was to, whenever I record a video, give it a 12 out of 10 energy on camera. And naturally, my video is going to come across a lot better. Now, when you have that in your mindset of giving it a 12 out of 10 on camera, at first, I thought it was going to be a little bit cringe. I thought it was going to turn me into like a cringy American YouTuber, like, hey guys, welcome to the vlog. And it's not definitely the case. Granted, if you're someone like me who's a bit monotone, if you give it a 12 out of 10 on camera, you're naturally going to fall in around the 6 or 7 for the average person. But this has just been a little mindset shift before I hit record, so that, okay, I'm giving this all the energy I've got. I'm going to end this video in a few minutes and feel like, okay, you know what, I gave that a good go there. And naturally, as I said, you probably won't be a 12 out of 10 on camera, especially if you speak like me, but you'll be a lot better than the kind of 2 or 3 out of 10 that you was before, and naturally be more of a 7 out of 10, which if you can do consistently, is going to be better than what most people can do. So make sure to give it a 12 out of 10 or 12 out of 10 energy on camera. Now, the last point, I am going to look at my phone because I've forgotten the third point and I want to record this all in one take. And that is the trap that I think a lot of online coaches fall into, where, listen, we can be honest with each other here. fitness on the whole can be, at times, a boring topic. It's a case of training hard in the gym, following a program, eating in a calorie surplus or a calorie deficit. To me and you, is pretty boring information. And I think that's what sucks the soul out of a lot of online fitness coaches, is that they only speak about the boring stuff. They only speak and they try to provide value in every single video, and quickly that becomes very dry and very boring for them to make videos about. So naturally their personality on camera tends to follow suit. They tend to become a really boring and here's 3 calorie swaps or protein hacks that you can implement, and then you end up the kind of people that point at plates for a living or have to go to the supermarkets and just complain about the ingredients in food. You know, you don't want to fall into that bucket. So of course, we still want to have an overarching theme within our content of helping people with whatever that is you help them with, whether that's to lose body fat, whether that's to put on muscle, whether that's you work with mums postpartum and getting back to feeling their best, whatever your kind of niche or demographic is. I'm not going to dive into that into this video, but you can also talk about things that you are interested in, because the way I always think about it is, if you ever was in school and you had to go up and do a presentation in front of the class, every single person hated it. The reason they hated it because they was always talking about something they couldn't give an F about. You know, if I was in history class or geography and I had to give a presentation about something that I've done absolutely no research on, I mean, the kids nowadays will probably just use AI to write it all for them. We didn't have that luxury back when I was in school. But you'd talk about something that you're not interested in, that you've likely just kind of copied and pasted from somewhere else, and naturally you came across super boring and super uninterested because you were. You didn't give an F about what you were talking about. But if you speak about things that you are interested in, and if you are an online coach or a personal trainer, I'm sure that you're interested in the gym in some capacity. If you can introduce that more into your content, you could maybe show more of the behind the scenes of how you're training, how you interact with clients, all different strategies and kind of different ways to show that. Naturally, your personality is going to come across a lot more because you're being your authentic self and you're speaking about things you're interested in, rather than just kind of, there's a time and a place for looking at formats of content and what's working, but you'll quickly find yourself in a position where you're making content about stuff all the time that you just don't really care about. And if we're in this for the long game, 5-10 years down the line, and we want to be someone that's in the game in that time period and not just fall off after a year. Fun fact, 80% of personal trainers quit within the first 12 months. If you want to be in that 20% that don't, well, then you're going to need to be able to make content that you actually enjoy making so that you stick it out. It's the exact same that you would say to a client with their training program. You could give them the best training program in the world, but if they're not going to stick to it, they're not going to get any results. The exact same is with your content. You need to make sure that you're at times speaking about stuff that you're passionate about and stuff that you're interested in. Again, still having an overarching theme of making niche specific content on who you want to help, but you can talk about things that you are interested in as well within that. Anyway, that's going to be 3 things that you can implement, as I said, straight away into your content to improve how you speak on camera with confidence. As I said, if you are new around here and you are a personal trainer or an online coach who wants to make better content, well then I recommend you hit that subscribe button, and I will see you tomorrow for day 5 of the challenge, I believe. See you then.